All right, let's focus back home and now on the education sector. Parents with learners in public boarding senior secondary schools will all be required to pay standard annual fees of 53,000 shillings. The new guidelines by the Ministry of Education have scrapped categorization of secondary schools based on infrastructure and location. This will see all public boarding schools charge a standard amount as school fees. According to the guidelines for transition to senior schools, all public boarding schools will cost 53,000 shillings. The guidelines also lay out how the learning, teaching and administrative landscape will look from January 2026. Brenda Wanga reports.
Hours after the inaugural KEJSEA concluded and the roadmap to the transition to senior school is becoming clearer, the learners who have already selected their preferred schools based on their career paths will be placed in either public or private, boarding, day or hybrid schools. The new setup will see all secondary schools, which will be registered as senior schools, classified on the same level and charging a standard fee. According to the just released guidelines, parents of learners in boarding schools will now pay the recommended amount of 53,554 shillings per year, a move that is likely to shift the burden to parents of learners in what was previously county and sub-county schools that paid significantly less school fees. The grade 10 learners will take 7 subjects, including the core learning areas of English, Kiswahili, core or essential mathematics, depending on whether the learner is pursuing STEM or arts or humanities, and a new concept, the community service learning. The other 3 subjects are determined by the pathway picked by the learner. In the new layout, learners will be required to have 8 lessons, each lasting 40 minutes each day, and a total of 40 lessons per week. The core subjects will be taught as single lessons only, while the other subjects will also have 1 double lesson per week. Safety of learners in and out of school has also been addressed, with boarding schools under instructions never to send unaccompanied learners away from school after 9 a.m. and to ensure that learners are in boarding schools no later than 5 p.m. Further changes in the outlook of senior schools include the introduction of financial audits of schools' accounts. The schools' administrations will be expected to establish audit committees that work with internal auditors to review and monitor financial performance, ensuring ongoing compliance with financial policies. The role of parents and learners themselves in the governance of senior schools has also been emphasized, with parents and teachers associations and student councils incorporated in the administration. The ministry, however, says it will release the senior school placement guidelines for grade 9 learners once the outcome of the just concluded national assessment is known. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.